thing about social kudos. So being able to name specific individuals. So for example, Elliot Bledsoe is a total legend, just gave me $50 for the campaign. You know, you've helped us to get to blah, blah, blah target. Being able to share that support in a way that his friends can see, and if any of those friends were on the edge of supporting the campaign, then that might just be the last little push that they need to actually put their money where their mouth is. Telling people what their support means. So, you know, getting to the point where you can say, we've raised $900, this means that we can do this. If we can just raise $100 more, then we'll be able to do all of these things. But really spelling it out for people about what their impact is going to be. And finally, counting it down. So it's probably fine in this last week to ramp up the urgency. You know, it's legitimate to be saying to people, we've only got 5 days left to raise blah amount of money, and reminding people constantly about, you know, that there won't be an opportunity after this to help you get the thing off the ground. There is a stat about being able to raise 50% of the fundraising target in the last 3 days, because there's nothing like an impending deadline to get people moving. And in fact, there's a client who my Victorian counterpart mentors who had only raised 48% with 48 hours to go, and she made it. So don't give up hope too easily, but make sure you do all of these things. So assuming that you make it, and we really hope that you do, it's a really important thing to actually thank people, to really celebrate the moment and thank your supporters for what they've enabled you to do.
So as Caroline said, it's important to thank people individually, but it's also important to think about how you're going to thank everyone who is involved in the group, like to really give people a sense that they're part of a bigger project, and you know, to thank them as a collective. So how did Amanda Palmer do that? Well, she thanked them like this. Now, I'm not saying that every project should get their boobs out for their project, but for Amanda Palmer, as a burlesque performer and musician who's very well known for her slightly out there antics, this was exactly the right way to thank her audience. Not only was it specific and personal and very appealing to the audience that were interested in the project, but also it became the most retweeted thing on Twitter at that time, but was taken down off Facebook.
So in terms of other stuff that you should do when you make it, which is a little more savoury, you should give people the stuff that you said you would give them, especially because this is about building longer term relationships with people who are, you know, brand new to you and everything that you stand for. One of the first things that you want to do is actually deliver on your promises. And then if you made new friends during the project, spend some time to actually find out who they are, because this is one of the areas that we, you know, really makes us